There you are, you can read that. And I'm now going to pull out, and so you can see the Camden Roundhouse, which is famous for being a music and performance venue. Now, prior to that, it was in fact actually a big bonded warehouse for Gilbey's, the distillers, and then prior to that it was a railway engine shed, as it said. Right next to it there's a big building site on the former railway lands, which is obviously going to be a big apartment complex. So changing the skyline in this part of Camden, which is in fact Chalk Farm. This is a modern extension. And there would have been signage at the top. There are actually holes there where there may have been the signage for Gilbey's back in the... There are pictures that exist, you can see online, of the Gilbey's signage. Gilbey's signage. There's a little sign, shows you where we are. I'm just going to take a little walk up into Chalk Farm proper to have a look for the Chalk Farm Tavern. As we go along, there's a few things to point out. Over there, the pub, which I actually can't remember now. Oh, it's the Enterprise. And the building next to it, which is a modern apartment block, up until probably the 1990s, late 90s, early 2000s, Marine Ices, which was a famous Italian ice cream restaurant, used to be, and there's in fact decoration on the brickwork on the other side of that building that shows some ice creams, and I will actually show you that now. So that's the other side of the building, and I zoom in, you can just make out ice cream cone. How about that? Right, and just next to me is Chalk Farm Station, which is a Leslie Green building, and new development going up behind that. It's all happening in Camden. We're hoping that young people with money will move into the area because they love Camden so much, having gone to the market there, and it's the place to be. It's just developers squeezing the life out of areas, but I should probably keep my politics to myself. Right, we are now, I'm just going to go and cross the road. We're on Regent's Park Road. I just want to show you this lovely drinking fountain. There we go. Metropolitan Drinking Fountain and Cattle Trough Association. So this being a drinking fountain for people, and all the workings have long since gone, but it remains because presumably it is listed. So let's have a little walk up here. That almost certainly was a pub. So this bit of wall here probably would have been slightly older before. We redeveloped all this. This is all stuck on the back of the roundhouse, which we were at earlier on. It's amazing how you can go from the busyness of Camden High Street and then it becomes a bit quieter and more civilised. I'm just going to pause and pick up in a second. Okay, now pick up back again a bit further along. This is the original Chalk Farm railway station before the Chalk Farm underground station. And the reason why I got this hoarding up is because there was a fire a few months ago. May have only been about a month ago. Seems like a bit longer. A sort of Georgian or early Victorian housing there, and that's Adelaide Road in the distance, and here is the station building, which had a lampshade business and a tanning place, perhaps a hot yoga and Pilates. That was a fire, and it did a big extensive damage to the building. I'll show you over the bridge here. That's the lovely graffiti. This is proper graffiti, not haphazard stuff. And there's the railway line. on its way going out of London. On the other side, it'll be going into London. Remarkable observation there from me. Now you can see how much damage was done in that fire. Look. Quite serious, very serious. So I assume that's going to be rebuilt. I do hope so. So there's all the railway tracks and there's bits of siding there. But that would have carried on in that area there. You can see that's a rail track site actually there, still to do with the railways. There would have been more over towards the roundhouse. Police helicopter flying away there. So what I'm attempting to do here is I'm going to go and find what was the Chalk Farm Tavern. Here is the Pembroke Castle pub. Where I want to be going is up here, I think. Continue up Regent's Park Road. Nice pastel shades of those houses over there. All very well heeled around here. The Chalk Farm Garage. The Flight Petroleum Company Limited. Now, because this is sort of like a rather impromptu video, I'm not going to give you lots and lots of history because I don't know it. So there's no point in me making guesses on things. But I can see the building I'm heading towards. Not sure what that was. It looks slightly industrial. Right, so a bit further up now, and as you can see, Primrose Corner means that we are now in the sort of Primrose Hill area. Very well heeled, fashionable place. And that building there, which is now called Lamona, and it's a restaurant, that used to be the Chalk Farm Tavern. And that's the second iteration of the Chalk Farm Tavern, because from what I've read, it was originally a farm. So that's in Chalk Farm. And this is the place that people used to come to, having been to Hampstead for the wells, the mineral water that was there. People used to come out from central London to get the air, get the waters, and this is going to be, what, in the 1600s, 1700s? So this would have been a popular playground for people to come to. There was gardens. So it was like pleasure gardens, and then of course the area became developed in the Victorian period, so it ended up getting sort of lost in everything else, but that is the original Chalk Farm Tavern. You know that you're in a very well-heeled area when you find a Nicholas off licence. Or it's not really an off licence, it's a wine shop. So that is indicative of a well-heeled area. Probably it's one in Chelsea in the King's Road. A bookshop. I don't know, I really don't understand these areas. I suppose it's probably, I just write them off because I know that I would never actually have the opportunity to live here. But it's it's just it's a world for people who've got money, because these aren't normal shops. There's all eating places, etc. But that's Primrose Hill. So heritage telephone boxes there, old ones, whatever K number they are. So you walk up there, you get a very nice view of London. Of course, you would know that if you know the area. So there you go. Little view of the well-heeled Primrose Hill. We've got a blue plaque here. Let's have a look at that. Oh, I didn't know this was here. Friedrich Engels, political philosopher, as in Marx and Engels. So these are the one half of the great Marxist, communist political thinking. How ironic, given the fact of where we are now. Quite what Engels would have made of it, I don't know, let alone Marx. Thank you for watching.